Welcome to the Deep Dive. This week, we are cutting through all the noise of the NFL playoffs. We've got the articles, the forecasts, the betting sheets, and we're boiling it all down for you.
Yep.
Our mission today is a deep, unforgiving dive into the 6 NFL wildcard matchups happening this weekend, January 10th to the 12th, 2026.
And what a way to get here. The end of the regular season was just, pure chaos.
Total chaos.
One analysis we saw painted it perfectly. Division titles decided in the final seconds, one team getting in, only because a rookie kicker missed wide right at the buzzer.
Yeah.
Just hearts getting ripped out.
All that frantic energy is focused on these 14 teams left standing.
Exactly.
So before we get into the games themselves, we have to talk about the road rules for your bracket. The number 1 seeds, that's the Denver Broncos and the Seattle Seahawks, they get the bye. But what's the one mechanic everyone needs to understand for the next round?
It is the reseeding rule.
Yeah.
So important. The NFL does not have a fixed bracket. They reseed after every single round. So if you pull off a big upset, your reward is facing the absolute best team in the conference. The number 1 seeds, Denver and Seattle, they will always play the lowest remaining seed next week.
That's the one thing that can just completely bust your bracket. It reroutes the entire road to Super Bowl LX.
It's the essential insight, really. And making sure you have all those insights is why this deep dive is brought to you by sportsbrackets.net. Don't just guess on these games. Get the analysis first, lock in the knowledge, and then go grab your free printable bracket.
Okay, let's unpack this massive weekend of football. We'll start with the Saturday slate.
The action kicks off in the NFC, 4:30 p.m. Eastern. The Los Angeles Rams are heading east to face the Carolina Panthers.
And the narrative here is, well, it's pretty stark, isn't it?
It really is. The Rams are coming in hot, maybe playing their best football all year. And the Panthers, they sort of stumbled into the NFC South title in a messy 3-way 8-9 tiebreaker. They barely got here.
And the betting markets see that. This is the largest spread of the entire weekend. The Rams are favored by 10.5 points on the road.
Wow.
That's a huge number for a playoff game. Why are the markets so sure about this?
It's more than just the record. When you dig into the metrics, especially turnover margin and offensive efficiency, Carolina is near the bottom of the league, even among the playoff teams. And the Rams' offense has been just masterful at picking apart the exact kind of defense Carolina relies on. So a 10.5-point spread, honestly, it feels justified when one team is a contender and the other just seems happy to be there.
And no help from the weather.
Nope, it should be mild in Charlotte. 50s, not much wind, so no home field advantage from the elements.
Good to know. And for what it's worth, veteran ref Clete Blakeman has this game. Lots of experience there.
Yep, Super Bowl 50, so things should be pretty stable, officiating-wise.
Okay, now we shift gears completely for the Saturday night game, 8:15 p.m. Eastern. Green Bay Packers, the 7 seed, at Soldier Field against the number 2 seed, the Chicago Bears.
A classic rivalry. And look at this spread, it's tiny. Packers are favored by just 1.5 points.
So if the first game was about skill, this is about the weather.
100%. This is survival. The biggest story of the entire weekend is the forecast for Soldier Field.
It's bad.
It's weather warfare. We're talking overcast, near freezing, and sustained winds between 15 and 22 miles per hour.
And this is where the data is so important. We looked at studies showing that when wind gets over that 15 mile per hour mark, completion percentages just tank. They drop by 4 to 6%.
Which doesn't sound like a lot, but what does that do to a playbook? It basically takes the deep ball completely out of the game.
Right.
You can't rely on any throw traveling more than, say, 15 yards downfield. It becomes totally unpredictable.
And that plays right into Chicago's hands with their ground game.
Absolutely. It forces Caleb Williams and Jordan Love into this horizontal, quick-passing offense.
Yeah.
And that's exactly why the over-under line dropped 2 full points, from 47.5 down to 45.5. All the sharp money is on a brutal, low-scoring slugfest.
And what about the kickers? In a game like this, 3 points is gold.
It's a massive factor. Brandon McManus for Green Bay, he's really struggled from over 40 yards out this year. He's only 3 of 7. Meanwhile, Cairo Santos for the Bears is much more reliable from that range. He's at 10 of his 12 attempts. In a game that could come down to a field goal, that is a huge hidden advantage for Chicago.
A massive swing factor. Okay, let's turn the page to Sunday. First up, 1:00 p.m. Eastern, the Buffalo Bills at the Jacksonville Jaguars.
And another super tight spread. Bills are favored by 1.5, just like the Packers-Bears game.
But the conditions could not be more different.
Total opposite. We're going from Chicago's chaos to Jacksonville's comfort. It's going to be sunny, temperatures in the high 70s, almost no wind.
So perfect passing weather.
The most ideal weather of the whole weekend. This means Josh Allen is going to be completely unleashed. There's nothing in the environment to slow him or that Bills offense down.
The Bills always seem to get hot in January. What's Jacksonville's advantage here besides just being at home?
Well, their blitz schemes can be really effective, and they know Allen likes to extend plays. If they can get pressure and get up early, that stadium noise could be a factor.
But if Allen is on his game...
If Allen's on his game, there is nothing that can stop him. This really looks like a high-speed, high-execution shootout. Brad Allen is the ref, another veteran, so it should be a clean game.
All right, the 4:30 p.m. ET game on Sunday might be the one everyone circled. The San Francisco 49ers at the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yes, as one writer put it, Eagles versus 49ers. Again, buckle up.
It feels like an instant classic rematch. The Eagles are favored by 4.5 points at home.
They are. But, like Chicago, we have another weather alert. It's not as bad, but Lincoln Financial Field is looking cloudy and breezy. Winds around 12 to 18 miles per hour.
And that's right on the edge, isn't it? That's where it starts to affect the passing game. Why does that kind of wind hurt a guy like Brock Purdy more than, say, the Eagles' offense?
It's about the style of offense. San Francisco's scheme is all about timing, precision, getting the ball to a spot right as the receiver makes his break.
Right, the West Coast offense.
Exactly. And wind at 15 miles per hour can just throw off that timing over the middle of the field. It forces Purdy to hold the ball a split second longer.
And that's when the Eagles' pass rush gets home.
That's the danger. Philly's system is more about power running and then taking deep shots. Their defense thrives when an offense gets hesitant. And the betting market knows it. The over-under has already dropped a point or two just because of the wind.
Interesting. And we have a new guy officiating this one, Alan Eck. It's his first postseason game as a head referee. That could be a variable in a high-stakes rivalry game.
For sure.
Okay, Sunday night, the final game of the triple header. The Los Angeles Chargers at the New England Patriots. 8:15 p.m. Eastern. Patriots are favored by 3.5.
And this game is all about one thing, the cold.
Yeah.
Forget wind, forget rain. The forecast for Gillette Stadium is just frigid, cold, clear, with temperatures between 32 and 41 degrees. New England uses that as a weapon.
And we have hard numbers on how it affects Justin Herbert. The data shows his completion percentage drops by 7% in sub-40-degree weather.
A 7% drop. That's a massive decline in efficiency, especially against a tough playoff defense. New England is going to try and turn this into an ugly field position battle.
Right, and it puts so much pressure on the Chargers' kicking game, which isn't used to those conditions. But here's the weird part. Despite the cold, despite Herbert's numbers, the game total, it's gone up a point, from 45.5 to 46.5. That makes no sense.
It really doesn't. It runs completely counter to all the historical data.
So what's the theory? Is the public just betting on Herbert's talent, or is there something else going on?
It's probably a mix. But one theory is that the cold actually forces more short, safe, high-percentage throws.
Ah, so you get longer drives.
Exactly. Longer drives that can still end in points. It's a fascinating split data history versus the current market mood. We do have Ron Torbert as the ref, another Super Bowl veteran, so that should be stable.
Okay, finally, Monday Night Football, 8:15 p.m. Eastern. The Houston Texans at the Pittsburgh Steelers.
And this is a great one. You've got C.J. Stroud's playoff debut against the 21-year veteran Aaron Rodgers.
And the Steelers barely got here. That was the game with the missed kick, right?
It's your AFC North brutality. They are playing on borrowed time. Houston, meanwhile, is riding the high of Stroud's amazing season. The weather in Pittsburgh should be manageable by January standards.
So let's get right to the betting side of this, because the AI models we looked at had a really fascinating split decision.
Yeah, this is interesting.
The Texans are favored by 3, but the AI, after running thousands of simulations, predicts a razor-thin Texans win, 22-21. So while it picks the Texans to win...
The AI says the smart bet is the Steelers to cover. Steelers +3.
What does that tell you?
It tells you the model thinks the gap between these teams is almost non-existent. And the market might be a little too high on Houston's momentum. It also flagged the over 39.5 as a good bet.
Even though it's the lowest total of the weekend.
Right, because both teams have been trending over recently. The data suggests they're both playing in higher scoring games than their reputations would suggest.
Okay, that's all 6 games. Let's synthesize this. When you look at the whole weekend, what are the key strategic angles that tie it all together?
I mean, the single most important factor is the elements. It has to be. Weather is the most undervalued variable. You see how the wind in Chicago and Philadelphia completely changed the betting lines. You simply cannot fill out your bracket without thinking about how those conditions turn a passing attack into a ground-and-pound battle.
So if you're looking for an upset,
Look for teams like the Bears or the Steelers who benefit from slowing the game down and making it ugly.
and you can't talk about this weekend without mentioning the Black Monday backdrop.
Right.
We just saw 5 major coaches get fired. John Harbaugh after 18 years in Baltimore, Pete Carroll, Kevin Stefanski. That instability just highlights how intense this single elimination weekend really is.
It's a great point. It just reminds you that every single kick, every call, it determines careers. The margin for error is 0.
Exactly. Which brings us back to why you're here. You're getting ready to fill out your brackets for the road to Super Bowl LX. And we have to say it one more time. The reseeding rule.
It's the key to everything. The top seeds, Denver and Seattle, will always play the lowest seed left.
So if the 7 seeds, the Chargers and the Packers, both win.
Your bracket is thrown into beautiful chaos, and the potential for the 2 best teams to meet before the conference championship game is why you have to model out a few different upset scenarios.
So get completely ready for Super Wildcard Weekend. Go to our sponsor right now. Grab the free printable brackets on sportsbrackets.net. They have the full bracket, wildcard-specific sheets, everything you need to map out the chaos.
Do it.
So before we sign off, think about this. The betting market moved the total up in that Chargers-Patriots game, despite the extreme cold. It went against all the data. At the same time, all the sharp money pushed the total down in Chicago because of the wind.
A total contradiction.
So what happens when the public's love for star quarterbacks goes head-to-head with the cold, hard certainty of weather data?
You get a weekend where half the games go chalk and the other half make history. That's January football.
Enjoy the games. We will be back right after the wildcard weekend with our divisional previews, breaking down all the upsets. Go fill out those brackets.